big discounts. I know you all love big discounts, and why I feel quarter one is going to be very, very interesting, and big discounts, big incentives, and maybe more is coming very, very soon. And so let's talk about this, why big discounts, incentives are on their way, because we've reset it now. We're January 1st. Rates are 5.99. We're still seeing healthy inventory discounts, but this news just got released today. Tesla quarter four, they delivered 495,000 units, which, I mean, still, at the end of the day, a ton of vehicles delivered across the world, not just US, but other markets as well. But you got to remember, Tesla pulled out all the different stops, and even though they were able to deliver 495,000 units, they still missed their guidance and under the Wall Street number of like $507,000. So even though they pulled out all the different stops for all the different incentives this past quarter, like 0% interest financing rate, Cybertruck also ramped up as well, and we've got more models and everything. They threw all these different incentives, 3 months free supercharging, 3 months full self-driving. And so certainly it was very interesting to see that even though they did all of that, full self-driving transfer, promotional financing rates, payments as low as $299 a month, and also a 7,500 point of sale credit, which could be disappearing in this next year or so, who knows, after the regime change. Then certainly it is pretty interesting. Even we saw deals like this, a 2025 Tesla Model 3 with the tax credit and a referral discount, just like the referral code down below in the description, $2,210 off, really close to that $30,000 price hold. This one, price target, this one $33,280. Inventory is also creeping back up as well. We saw a nice little peak right here or a nice little spike up of Model 3, Model Y, and all these different vehicles that are coming out now. But certainly Tesla delivered 495,000 units in quarter four. Wall Street was expecting 507,000 units. So very interesting. And so maybe this was a production issue, and we'll learn more about this on the earnings call that is going to be posted later on, or there's going to be live on January 29th. So we'll get to hear what Tesla had to say about this. And maybe it was an inventory thing where they just couldn't produce these vehicles quick enough across the world, across the US, and all these other different markets. And maybe that is the case on why they weren't able to hit their number. But they threw a lot of different incentives at the wall essentially. And so that's why I do feel like there could be bigger incentives coming up in this next year, or do they just revamp all the incentives that they released in quarter four and just double down even more throughout this next quarter, throughout all these different things. And we've got 3 months each quarter, and so right now it's January. I know it might feel like a lull right now, but if you're leasing, the deal is still good, especially if you can stack it on with an inventory discounted vehicle like this one right here, $5,600 or $5,100 off of a Model Y Performance. We've got the quick server one, almost $5,000 off. We've got another one, $4,900 off on this long range all-wheel drive. The deals are certainly there if you're interested in that. And the beauty with these is that these deals are before a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description, where you can save up to $1,000 off of a Tesla vehicle. But still, very interesting to see that Tesla, they did a good job, a commendable job for sure, 495,000 units. And this is where we start to get granular on the different markets right here, because shout out to Troy Tesla, this is like an estimated analyst prediction right here. But we can see for 2024, I guess let's start at the top level, because 2023, they sold 1.8 million vehicles. 2024, 1.789. So year over year, there was a little bit of a decrease, 1.1%, even though all the incentives for all the different markets. And so certainly if you take a look at US, the first column right here is the US column. You can see Model Y sales and production for 2024, 379,000 units sold. Model 3, 165,000 units sold. It gives us a little bit of a picture, a bigger picture of how many units, Model Y is more than double the sales and production over a Model 3. So maybe we start to see more ramp of that Model 3, and that's why, maybe if you remember in December, they offered an extra bonus on the referral code discount by $1,500 over $1,000 on the Model Y. And we know this Model Y, this lion's share of deliveries is or could be going away very soon, because we got Juniper coming out And so that could be a very interesting climate to see when Juniper rolls out. What's going to happen with Model 3, and will the Model 3 start to have a discount, or will the current Model Y, or will the new Model Y, the Juniper, also have a similar price, higher or lower, or whichever it may be. But I really feel like my crazy prediction right now is I do feel like Model 3 is going to get some sort of price adjustment, because it's starting to get into that not stale inventory, but it is the older model, especially when the new Model Y Juniper comes out. It cannot be that a Model 3 is going to be more expensive than a Model Y Juniper. And so certainly I think they're going to make some changes, and I'm starting to get some feelings of what happened a couple of years ago. If you want to look back at the history books, in January of 2023, we had price drops of massive value across Model 3 and the Model Y. A Model 3, it was $63,000 at that time, and it dropped down to $54,000 for the Model 3 Performance. And so maybe we start to get some crazy drops like that. I mean, my prediction right now for Model 3 and the Model Y, maybe we start to see like a $3,000 to $4,000 price drop on both models, because we haven't seen that in a little bit, and it's been pretty quiet. They've been doing a lot of like option credit deals and inventory deals. What if we get like a $3,000 price drop across the board, instead of them playing these games with the option credit and the inventory deals? And we could see that in the next quarter. So that's my wild prediction. Of course, that certainly is just, a guy on YouTube that we take a look at deals and all these different things. And that's what I think could be happening in the near future. But let us know what you think. All right, let us know what your thoughts on the delivery and production numbers. Do you think some sort of discount is going to be happening and more incentives are going to be happening in the next quarter, or whatever it is may be? And also, like Juniper, when is that going to be coming out? And what's your prediction on that?